course, as earlier promised, quickfire segment, we have a familiar guest here in studio with me is Barnaba Korir. He wears so many hats. He's actually a former athlete, for those of you who do not know. He's also the Athletics Kenya Youth Director, and right now he's now the NOC Vice President. What next? He's many titles, one after another. I don't know. When he's done with athletics, maybe he'd go into politics. I don't know. He's gonna tell us. Mr. Barnaba Korir, good to have you, man.
Pleasure.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Young and fit?
Always.
Old or old and young at heart?
I think old and young at heart could be the best description, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Unbeknownst to many, actually, you raced in your heydays. You were an athlete.
Yes, I was an athlete from high school. Then from there I went to United States on a scholarship.
Iowa University, right?
Iowa State University, yes. Immediately after I finished my A-levels, I went directly to US for studies on a scholarship. So that's how then when I came back, I worked with Kenyatta National Hospital as a senior internal auditor.
Okay.
Yes.
Ziti Jimoi there comes from your village. She pretends she was once an athlete. Maybe you need to hook her up with these scholarships. But let's get into it.
I think she looks fit.
She looks 50?
No, she looks fit.
She looks fit. I thought you said she looks 50.
No. She looks 20.
She looks 20?
Yes.
Okay. At least you've saved my skin. I would have been in trouble after the show. Before we go to the gist of it, which is the great Chepsaita cross country, just recap it for us. You actually in that seminar that went down in Machakos, and you guys are talking of roadmap to LA. So what's this roadmap, or is this just another abstract talk and paper?
I would like to say that the seminar we had was very important for us as executive committee for New Dawn. You have heard the president talking about the philosophy that he has before the elections, and of course the main thing was to make sure that we have programs that leads to LA, not only LA, but we want to make sure that all the federations are given the opportunities also to develop and to nurture talent. That is the gist of the whole thing that we want to do. We cannot talk about LA before actually discussing on how to get there. That is why we went there. And we are very happy that the CS and the PS attended the function, and most of the federations were there. And we had the opportunity now to discuss, to know exactly what each federation has, because National Olympic Committee cannot really impose these ideas on those federations. We want to learn what they want, the plans they have, and the future they are thinking, so that we can actually work together. That is why we were there. And of course, since it was our first meeting with the federations, it gave us an idea on what they want, and so that we can also integrate with the ideas that the New Dawn has. Okay.
The New Dawn, and I hope you guys gonna fulfill all the pledges you made during the campaigns.
We will try everything to fulfill, because you know when you make promises, of course you want to make sure that you deliver, because you know as time goes you will also be asking for consideration again. So we want to deliver what we talked about, but we cannot do it as NOC without the support of other federations. Absolutely. So we want to work together, to work the way together to ensure that every federation has an opportunity to also showcase their programs, showcase how they nurture talent, and to make sure that they aim for major championships like the Commonwealth Games, Youth Olympics, which is coming in next year, Commonwealth Games next year, and then of course 2028 in LA Olympics.
Now let's go to Chepsaita, or the great Chepsaita cross-country run, and you are the race director. Where are we so far? I know this is primed for next month.
This is the third edition of Chepsaita, and it is called the Label, one of the best cross country that we have. We have gone so far, and if you saw what happened last year, we had thousands of spectators and then participants. In fact, the highest number that we have in a cross country series. The preparation is going on well. You know, the theme of this cross country is really noble, because it is running for education. And so far, I can assure Manaswila that we have already sponsored 20 schools. Already, the amount of sponsorship that was promised has already been delivered as a result of support from different sponsors through Honorable Sir Farouk Ibed. And we were able now to raise the funding for that program. The schools that we are going to sponsor are 20, although they will
20
be
this year?
No, it is going to be 22. The ones that have already received the funding are 20. The money which was sent is 1 million per school, which means that the idea is to support 100 students per school, which each student will be getting 10,000 shillings.
Noble cause, let me ask, sorry for cutting you short, noble cause, but what's the criteria you use in picking the schools, or is it any school within Uasin Gishu? What's the criteria? Yes,
the criteria is that the focus is mainly the schools from Uasin Gishu and maybe also the neighboring western schools, and some of them in Nandi and also Elgeyo Marakwet. So those ones are given the opportunity, and not only scholarship, they are also supported in construction of classes and also the labs. That's what has been happening. And those ones have already benefited. And if you look at Chepsaita itself, the community, they have really benefited so much because of this, because of the race. The idea of the race is to bring the communities together and to ensure that they are given the support necessary, especially in terms of infrastructure, the road development. We have also water, cleaning. There is a dam which was there. There is also electricity which is being already done. And if you compare this place before 3 years ago, it is major changes, not even some, it is actually major changes. So you can see what a sport can do for the community. The most important thing also that will be coming is the medical camps that will be initiated. It is also going to be the 3rd year where the community will be given the chance now so that their health can be checked and given the support where necessary in case there is any underlying factors for some individuals. Also, they are given fast support or necessary advice that they can seek medical attention. So this is really a noble program. And so far, we have registered almost 7,000 participants so far, and we have, I can read for you here, we have more than the elite runners now, the senior men and women. We have covered the total number that was given were 800 bar category, that's male and female, so that is completely full, it is closed. Then we have now under 20, which also is completely full. The ones which are remaining are those athletes which are young kids, you know, kids athletics. We have 5 to 7 years, we have already have 361, 8 to 10 years, we have 700, 11 to 13 years, we have 17, 16, 1,716, 14, 15 years, which goes for 4 kilometers is 1,334, just a few registration remaining. But under 20 is full, men and women. Elite is full, men and women.
The elite is full, men and women. Who probably the some of the elite athletes who have in your list already?
The list has already been released because it was closed basically because of the regulations from World Athletics, AIU, that we have to submit the list that will be taken to verification by AIU. So that one has already been submitted, and we are going to release the official list after them verifying. So we have some of the top athletes that will be taking part, but we are going to release those names. It is not only about the Kenyans, we have also athletes from Ethiopia, from Europe, some of them are already from South Africa registered. We have also from the US who are training in 10, we have from UK, we have from Germany. Those are already registered, and that list will be released accordingly when we confirm from One Athletics.
You've mentioned Hapo junior athletes, and the question is, Chepsaita, these are gold level, it happens once in the calendar. What measures are you putting in place to ensure the talents on parade, those youngsters we're going to see in Chepsaita, actually realize their full potential? It's not a one-off thing. I go there and top the 10 kilometers run. Then after that, we can't trace Swila anymore. So what measures are in place, more so now that you are the youth director at AK?
If you look at historically the way at least Kenya started, especially nurturing talent across the country and having established more than 57 camps along all over the country, you realize that the athletes that have participated even in major championships like the Olympics, like World Championship, it all passed through these camps. And we are following it because we have now the system that can be monitoring those athletes from schools, and the fact that we have partnership with Ministry of Education allows us now to register all the athletes using the system that AK has already established to know exactly what they're doing. Wherever they have competitions in their primary and secondary schools, at least Kenya is already there to see how they are doing. And from there, we use that opportunity to select the team that will represent the country. Like this year, we are having African Youth Championship in Angola. We have used the same format through the performance of those athletes during their championship, primary and secondary schools, to select a team that will represent the country in Angola. You used about the performance because we took only 14, and it might not have been easy to organize the trials. So you use that system where it gives everybody an opportunity to be selected based on their performance. And that is why our athletes, we monitor them. And if you are also following the NCAA, which is National Collegiate Championship in the United States, you realize that in the championship that they are going to have this week in the US, which covers all the universities in the States, we have more than 60 Kenyan athletes.
Actually, it's so big in the US.
It's so big in the US now. In fact, I was talking to some of the coaches there. They are worried now they might start closing it because Kenya is dominating.
Kenya is dominating everywhere.
Everything. And you see, the reason why they are dominating is because of the structures and the process that we are using from the ground now. What we are doing now is the same pathway that we have created as a federation to ensure that these athletes have an exit. When they finish high school, where will they go? So we have that exit that they go to universities in the US or in Japan or any other, any other country. Here in Kenya also, we're working very closely with the universities to establish the scholarship so that instead of our athletes going to US or Europe, then they can go to universities locally to build the systems like in the US, in the university within Kenya, so that our athletes could be going there and compete, and then as they graduate, they are able now to go to other places.
Actually, you've reminded me a topic that really dominated conversations 3 weeks ago. You're talking of US University and what Washington State University did to legendary Rono. Actually, they've mounted a monument in his honor, and this is a Kenyan legend. We've not seen any Kenyan university give that honor to our athletes, Mr. Korir. Probably, are we too late to the party? Probably. How do we change this narrative?
We are never too late. I think we spend too much time blaming the government, but then without looking inward ourselves. What have we done even from the villages to honor our own athletes? We have, in our time, I was also in the US. I arrived there when the late Henry Rono was completing. In fact, my first time to watch him running was in 1984 in Oregon, close by Washington State University. And you see now, what they did those days is what we are actually repeating now. The respect that should be given to our heroes needs to be enhanced because it comes from us. You cannot legalize, you cannot make a policy to recognize them. We have to recognize them as individuals. It starts from us, not necessarily the government. When we honor them, when we respect them even from our own villages, is when now it can go up all the way to the national. But when it comes to the issue of support, and then also now recognizing the heroes and giving them, assistance during their retirement.
And we've seen the story of Chepsaita there.
Yes, then it comes now with the policy of the government to come up with those plans and to ensure that how do we recognize their contribution to the development of the country. So it comes from the public, it goes to the government, so that now that can be integrated and respected within every level of the society. You work with Eliud in the streets, some of them might not even recognize who
Eliud is.
Eliud, okay. Yeah. You go to Eliud to Paris or you go to US, everybody will be chasing him on the street.
In Berlin we have Eliud Strasse, yeah? A street named after him in Berlin.
Yeah. The street, yeah.
In Nairobi, we don't have a street after...
Forget even Nairobi here.
Yeah.
His own village in Eldoret.
Hometown, yes.
His hometown, Eldoret. So how is it possible that you have to blame the national government when the local government, the county government cannot even recognize or government building or something be given to Eliud Kipchoge? So whom do you blame? Because it has to come from somewhere.
Probably it's the Kenyan setup.
It's a Kenyan setup. It is our own, it's how we don't recognize our own people. It comes from the community. It comes from the people themselves. That if we cannot even recognize our heroes on the street, then you cannot blame the head of state for you not recognizing your hero. You always see it on TV. So why don't we honor them? And that's where the problem is. And then you find sometimes the attitude that we have as Kenyans. And you see that when an athlete does not do well, despite the fact that they have done so much for the country, and you find so trolling. So whom do you blame? You blame the government, or you blame yourself as an individual? What you are doing is wrong.
Now, back to Chepsaita. This is the 3rd edition. From where you sit, what's the long term? What do you envision? I know this running for a cause, which is education. It's now a gold level event. But what do you envision, probably 5-10 years from now with this event?
You know what Safaruk has done is really amazing. You have to have passion to do something. And when you do something, you want to see that thriving for years to come. This idea of supporting the schools and the communities, it will now enable this Chepsaita to continue, because at the end of the day, the people that come from that area, the communities from that Wasingishu, they know the benefits of that race. So they embrace the race. And they want to make sure that it is their own. It does not belong to an individual. It belongs to the community. So the forward-looking is to ensure that maybe in 10 years, it is something that will continue for many, many years to come for the benefit of our children. Because at the end of the day, someone starts something for you. But when the community realizes that this is theirs, then they embrace it and make sure that it is continuous, and make sure the sponsors and everybody, the government who is now supporting also fully, is happy with how the management of the race itself is going, and it goes for the benefit specifically for those who deserving assistance. That's what we want.
Absolutely. Before we go, I know we can go on and on, but before you close, there's a viewer here who's sent 2 feedbacks. Probably you can respond to them as you make your final thoughts. It's asking, by the way, our federations never honor our great athletes. Why? Another question, any Olympics have depended on athletics for glory, save for swimming and boxing. I don't know the last time we won a medal in boxing. Is there any different approach now at Los Angeles 2028, or will again our glory be pegged on athletics? Maybe you can respond to those
honestly, the federation has done the magic it could, because you see, Athletics Kenya is just an institution by itself. It cannot do what the government must do. We honor our athletes. Every year we respect them and we give them at least the support that they require. Athletics Kenya has done what it can, the best they have done, and that is why you find that all our athletes are doing so well worldwide. If the federation was not doing well, definitely you cannot find the performance of our athletes at that level. If it is dysfunctional, it means that it cannot function. It is out. But you see that the performance, both internationally, I mean, the competition like World Championship, Olympics, is doing very well. Individual competitions, marathons, they are doing very well. It means the federation is doing exceptionally good. When it comes now to, I'm talking now from National Olympics,
yes. You wear many hats, yeah.
Yes. As a deputy president of the National Olympic Committee, we want to see what we can translate or what we can work with the other federations so that they can absorb what AK has been doing, the support we have been giving. So far, there is a lot of positive discussions with different federations so that they can now focus on producing sportsmen and women that can also perform well during the Olympics, during the Commonwealth. Before, you could see boxing was doing very well. Rugby has also been doing well. And other federations also, they have been there. But now, at some point in time, they went slightly down. We want to raise it up. But then the focus is not only about next year, Commonwealth or the Olympics. We have only 2 years to the Olympics, proper preparation. Is it enough for the athletes to get ready to win a medal? It might not be enough, so we think about 2032. So we use now Olympics 2028 to ensure that at least as many athletes as possible make it to the Olympics from different federations, and that's what we are focusing now.
So basically, if I heard you right, 2028 in LA will be a launch pad to 2032 dream.
Absolutely, that's what we want. You see, now we have to be realistic, and being realistic, we have to know that how long does it take to prepare an athlete to win a medal? Is it 2 years? Is it 4 years? Or how many years? So those who are in sports understands how long it takes. And when they understand that, it is very easy now to transform and make sure that there are enough dynamics that will lead these athletes to Olympics 2028 and 2032.
Absolutely. So as the countdown goes on ahead of the 2025 Chepsaita Great Run, and of course we'll be comparing notes again, and we are hoping for a better event this year.
It is going to be a better event because we have, so far we have registered 8,000 athletes. It will be 10,000. So you can imagine this is going to be the biggest cross country in the world.
In the world.
Yes.
Thank you for making time, Mr. Barnaba Korir. I will do this again. That the race director, the Chepsaita Great Run, is also the youth director at Athletics Kenya and also the vice president, the first vice president of the National Olympics Committee of Kenya. Sporty Monday takes a brief commercial break, but on the other side we have lots of stuff lined up for you. The Stars, can they stop the Lions of Tiranga? We'll be analyzing that, as well as the World Cup qualifier. The DR Congo, they've tossed out Cameroon out and also stopped the Super Eagles. Now they board the plane to Mexico. How far can the Leopards of DRC Congo go? This coming after the break. Stay tuned. This is Sporty Monday.